Hi everyone and welcome back to Stitches Past 5. My name is Vera and today I'm gonna share some Christmas gift inspiration. I'm gonna share around 27 I think I have patterns. I'll link them all down below. They're also gonna be in a Ravelry folder that you will find in the link down below in the description box. And yeah, these are essentially all items that aren't your large sweaters or your really big items. I mean, I have one large item, but just as a disclaimer at the beginning. But these are all small items that you should be able to knit up in a few hours, maybe some of these a few days or so, but these aren't the ones that you're going to be spending months on to prepare for a Christmas present. These are patterns that really caught my eye. These are all patterns that I would, if I had the time, make myself. Truly, like, I am always kind of scrolling through Ravelry, scrolling through a website to find inspiration, to find nice patterns. So these are kind of all the ones that I found in the last few weeks, months, that I think could make great Christmas presents. Now, most of these aren't Christmas themed. Most of these are pretty general patterns because, yeah, I kind of like it if it's a gift for Christmas, but then you can kind of use it all year round. I really like that idea. So these are, yeah, kind of like everyday use items that you could gift for Christmas. Okay, so let's get started. I have a few socks to share. I know that there are hundreds of sock patterns out there, but these are the ones that have really caught my eyes recently. This one was literally just posted and they are the funky zigzag socks by Fräulein Städtisch. They are these cute, like, they literally have like a zigzag running across them. The sample was knitted up in the most beautiful bright colors, which I think always makes all the difference. And yeah, it is a fingering weight sock yarn. The gauge is 30 stitches for 10 centimeters. And the pattern is available for download for €5.60, which equates to around the same price in US dollars. So that's the first one, the funky zigzag socks. The next socks I wanted to share are the Mountain Walk Chunky by Florence Miller. These are kind of like the opposite in that they're not super like bright and out there, but more elegant and chic. They feature this beautiful cable ribbing. I think it would be a really good pattern to start practicing that if you've never done that before. And they are really socks that you could knit and probably gift most people in your life because they're just elegant, they're sleek looking, but they're so beautiful. They come at a price of £3.80, so around €4.80, and the gauge is 24 stitches in 10 centimeters. Next is a pair of socks for all the cat lovers in your life. They're called the Kitty Ankle Socks, and they're these two cute little cat on your feet. There are these two cute little cats on your feet, kind of inverted colors, super like effective pattern I find. The cats are a visual created solely by the ears, and then I guess you sew on the whiskers, and the eyes and the nose I believe are knitted on. So I think that's super cute. Any cat lover will love these, will love receiving these, and will undoubtedly wear them as well. The designer is Inor Gar Knit, and it is a free pattern, which we always love to see, available for download in Ravelry. The only thing is that the size available is only S and M, but I guess if you want to make it larger, you just continue, you just make the foot a little bit longer, and the gauge is 32 stitches in 10 centimeters. The next one is not really a sock, but it's a slipper, and these would be so cute to gift to the whole family. Like, why not make everyone a little cute little pair of slippers? They're called the 2-hour slippers because I guess they're done in 2 hours. The designer is Jess Copham, and yeah, they were also just published. I guess that's why they're pretty big on my Ravelry right now, but I thought these were super cute, super effective. The price of the pattern is $6.60, €6.50, and yeah, they're just, I guess, super quick to knit up, and I think how cute would it be if the whole family had these slippers? Next pattern I have are a pair of mittens. Now of course mittens are always a great Christmas gift. I only have one pair of mittens here, and those are the Egyptian mittens. These are like very gorgeous colorwork mittens. I think I like mittens for just doing colorwork because they're relatively small, I mean similar to socks. And I think these ones are super, super impressive. If these are gifted, like everyone will be impressed by the thing that you made. The designer is Tulia Salmela, and it is a free pattern, and that's mainly the reason I included it here, because there are hundreds and thousands of mitten patterns out there. This one is for free, super beautiful, super effective, and I think will make a great gift. Moving on to the hats. Now I have a few non-clothing items, or actually I have a lot of non-clothing items a little bit later, so you can skip to those things if you don't want to make accessories or items of clothing. But my first hat is one that you've probably heard of before, and that is the Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. And this is a pattern that is super popular right now because it can be made in any gauge, I believe, because you kind of like measure as you go along. It's on my list of things to knit this winter. I don't think I'll be able to knit it before Christmas because I do have a lot of like gifts that I want to knit as well. But yeah, this is a pretty easy pattern from what I've heard from others, or also what it's rated here. And it is like a long tube that you make, so if you're starting this pattern, maybe calculating a little extra time than what the pictures seem, because it is like you knit this long tube and then you like fold it into itself, but just something to be aware of. The price is £6 British pounds, so €7.50. And yeah, what more is there to say about the Musselburgh hat? It's kind of pretty viral right now, so I guess for a good reason. The antidote to that hat is the classic ribbed hat. So this is a ribbed hat pattern by Pearl Soho. So it's a free pattern, and this is basically your basic ribbed hat. You can never go wrong with that. I think everyone who receives that as a gift will wear it happily. I think one thing with hats, just like keep the color choice in mind. I think know who you're making it for and kind of like pick the color accordingly. But yeah, this one calls for a gauge of 32 stitches per 10 centimeters in 1x1 rib. So of course it's like it kind of shrinks together when you rib it. And yeah, it has amazing votes. It's a free pattern, which we also always love to see. And yeah, I think there's really nothing that goes against this pattern, to be honest. I have another hat here, and this one is Jason's cashmere hat. This is a male's pattern, I guess, but I mean, of course, women, females, girls can wear it just the same. I did make a whole nother video about gift ideas for men around Christmas in particular, so I'll try to link it somewhere here so you can check it out. But this one is Jason's cashmere hat, and it's by Melissa Thompson. This one is a free pattern, and I think also a great one to start practicing your cabling if you've not done that before. And yeah, the gauge it calls for is 6 stitches in 2.5 centimeters, so that's 24 stitches in 10 centimeters or 4 inches. This one is the last hat and the only Christmas related item I believe I have on this list, and that is the classic Santa hat. I mean, what more is there to say? It's a free pattern off of Ravelry by Erin Gates, published in Lizzie Knits Ravelry store. It's your basic Santa hat with a pom-pom. Like, what a great, like, how cute would that be? I don't need to say more about that one. Next we have, or I picked 2 patterns for mini scarves. Now I made a mini scarf a few weeks ago, and then my grandma loved it so much we decided that this was going to be her Christmas present, so she already has it, she already took it. I went to visit her with it on, and I left without it on because she just like was head over heels with it about it. So I can tell that this is a pretty good gift. That's pretty well received, at least from my experience. So the first one I have here is the Johnny scarf by Katarina Althoff, and it is a free pattern featuring a little bit of a stitching pattern in the scarf. There are a lot of mini scarf patterns out there. Some are paid, some are free. The one I used was actually this one. So this is the Simple Thing pattern by Melina Brell. Super good pattern, super easy to follow. Literally, I mean, you're making a triangle, you're just increasing and then you're decreasing again with a with an I-cord edging on both sides, which I think just like adds that little extra. Yeah, so this one is kind of your simple one, whereas the Johnny scarf is a little bit more intricate because it just does feature that pattern. But both, I guess, gauge is a little bit relevant, not super important. The Simple Thing gauge is 24 stitches and 28 rows, but again, you can make it in any gauge and you just increase and decrease however you would like. This one is, by the way, also a free pattern available on Ravelry for downloading. Okay, next I have one sweater, and the only reason I included this is because it's a kid sweater. I thought these were super cute. Now, obviously, kids, especially toddlers' clothing or even babies' clothing, is going to be so much faster to make because it's way smaller. So I wanted to include this one, and this one is called Unders by Soren Kerr. And yeah, it costs $6 right on Ravelry, and it's available from 3 months until 24 months. So it is a relatively small toddler or children's pattern with these cute little Christmas trees at the bottom. I guess another themed item, but that can be worn ways beyond Christmas as well. Next, and this is the one that I kind of put the disclaimer for at the beginning. This is my larger project, if you will, and it is the chevron baby blanket. I think this would be super cute to make for any baby or toddler. It is a blanket, so it's larger, but is a baby blanket, so I think it's still quite manageable. This one is a free pattern on Ravelry. Usually we see chevron in crocheting, but this is a knitting pattern. And yeah, gauge up 16 stitches, 10 centimeters, so it's not too wild, not too small. So I think, yeah, depending on how long your queue of knitted gifts are, you might still have time to make this one as well. And then maybe if not, for next year. Okay, and now moving to kind of the more, I don't know, useful home items, I'm calling these. The first one is Grandmother's Favorite, the original, by Vintage. So kind of says it all. I mean, it is a dishcloth that you could probably make a few of and kind of gift as a set. It's a free pattern, and I think anyone can use these little, I guess, scrubbies or cloths, however big you make them. The next one is a little bit more intricate, but it kind of falls in the same category, and that is the Tin Ceiling Washcloth and Hand Towel. So this is a pattern bundle, but it's also for free, where you make like washcloths that are a little smaller and hand towels that are a little larger. I think these are such cute ideas for gifts, especially if you make them matching in like slightly varying colors, like the image shows here. The designer is Sandy Rosner, and it was published again in Pearl Soho. It's also a free pattern, and yeah, gauge not too important. It says 17 stitches here, but like any gauge around that will probably do just fine. Next, I have another washcloth, and these were also really fun, also by Pearl Soho. These like more modern-esque, yeah, washcloths that you could, again, make a few of. I think these they are more effective when you gift them as a bundle. And yeah, again, free pattern. Looks like it's a garter stitch pattern, so it should be pretty easy to knit up, and that you could also probably make a few of with the time that we have left. Next is a bit of a more intricate but also kind of like a home item. This is the Colisean table set by Helen Ardley. This is a pattern that was published in a magazine, the Knitter issue 105 in 2016, so it is a little bit older. Yeah, so these are these beautiful mosaic style, I guess, table placemats and little coasters. Again, maybe this is a little bit too intricate for you to knit up quickly, but just as an inspiration, and you can make table sets, you can make coasters. Those are all things that people are going to be really happy if you gift them to them. Okay, next we have another washcloth slash bath mat or plus bath mat. I think these are so cute. These are super, like, They don't look knitted at all. Again, a pattern by Pearl Soho, for free, and it's these fluffy like rugs essentially. It just looks so cool. Like how are those knitted? And I think gifting these would be so fun. I think everyone can use those items, and I think if you make them in more neutral colors, you're definitely on the safe side. Yeah, available for free right on their website. So what more is there to say about some cute little fluffy bath mats? Then we have a farmhouse rug, which is a like pretty coarse rug, I guess, by Eva Mihe. And it's also a free pattern in a really thick yarn. So yes, it looks like it's a lot, but the yarn is very thick. It's an Aran weight yarn, knit on 9mm US 13 needles, so it'll work out pretty quickly. And yeah, a free pattern, pretty fun one. Like I wouldn't really exactly think to make a rug, but maybe that's just exactly what someone else wants. The opposite of that is the lace yarn that was used to make the Celtic lace bookmark by Kathy Fulton. These are these very delicate, very intricate bookmarks, really small though, so I guess they don't take too long. Again, a free pattern on Ravelry, and I think these are perfect for any and all of the book lovers in your life. No one's gonna dislike a beautiful bookmark that you knit for them out of teeny tiny yarn. Then the next one is also kind of an all-rounder. This one is Petite Knits Honey Purse. I think these are super effective. The stitching is really interesting. I think it's also a really good opportunity to learn a new knitting stitch if the honeycomb stitch is new to you. It is also made out of lace yarn, so depending on how the size you make the purse, it'll take longer or not as long. The pattern is available for around €7 or 50 Danish krones, I believe. And yeah, these are just, they look really professional. I think these don't look handmade at all. And like I said, I think anyone can use a nice little purse. Next, we have the chunky storage basket. These are these chunky, like, basket knitted things that kind of like take on the shape of what is in them. They look very farmhouse, they look very rustic, and I think, yeah, it can be used for so many different things. If you don't want to make them circular, you can make them kind of like a magazine holder. I've done that before. I've recycled yarn for it. I've even recycled old bed sheets to make that. Again, a piece of inspiration. These specific ones were designed by Susan Frick. And I guess gauge, again, not too important, but it is a really thick gauge, 9mm needles, US 13, 8.5 stitches, in 10 centimeters. And the pattern comes in 2 sizes, and it's a free pattern, so nothing there to stop us from making those, I guess. The next one is a really cute one. It is the Aran Felted Hot Water Bottle by Anne Budd. This is a pattern for $3.25, and it's this beautiful, like, cable knit hot water bottle holder. Super cute. I think anyone who gets cold quickly who has a hot water bottle, like putting it in a little like sweater, I guess, would be such a cute idea. Very thoughtful gift as well. And yeah, 22 stitches as the gauge, which I guess is important because you need it to fit the hot water bottle. 22 stitches in the gauge, which I guess is important because you need it to fit the hot water bottle. Next, we have a very interesting looking item, and that is the Waves cushion cover. This one is designed by Beatrice Mays, published in Beam Design. It costs €6 and is essentially this very like rustic looking wavy style pillow. This one intrigues me. This one looks super interested. This one does not look handmade at all. It is created in worsted weight yarn, so 14 stitches and 10 centimeters, so does tell me that it's not a super like fine finicky project that will take forever to complete. I think this would be a wonderful gift. I've definitely made pillows before and it's just been such pain because the gauge was way too large and then I took so long to do anything else, and oh, it was a bit frustrating. But I think with a big gauge like this and a wave cushion, like, ooh, like I kind of want to make a pillow again now after seeing that. Next, we have a pattern for all the dog owners or lovers, probably more for the dog owners, a striped pup sweater. These are so cute. This is a pattern by Stephen West, Costs €7.70, and it's essentially a sweater for a dog. I mean, I guess if it's a small dog, it'll come out quite quickly, but if it's a larger dog, might be a bit of a bigger project. But these are so cute, and also like that, I can't now stop thinking about making your dog and like the owner matching sweaters. I don't know, some people like that, some people don't, but I think these are really cute sweaters. You can also make like a bandana for a dog or for your own dog, or I don't know, I've seen like bow ties knitted for dogs or anything that like an accessory for a dog. Okay, the last two items are more accessories and probably for the girls or women in your life. The first one is called Freda by Emily Lewis, and this one is this beautiful headband, the classic one, twisted into itself. It's a free pattern available for download on Ravelry, and it looks like the yarn choice is going to be really important, A, because it rests right on your head. I think that goes with anything directly on the skin, with hats, but what I really like about these are that they kind of have this halo, like this mohair halo kind of. Super beautiful. I think also like these you could probably make a few. These are not big projects. Their difficulty rating is super low, so it should be a really accessible project. Then the counterpart to go with that are scrunchies. I think scrunchies are kind of, you know, they made a comeback a few years ago and they haven't really left the stage ever since. So the one I picked are the Bisou Scrunchie by Camille K. This one is a free pattern, and yeah, again, it looks like it's like a mohair type yarn, which I think can look so elegant. It just gives like a fine touch. I could also probably make these using scraps that you have lying around, and just make a few, gift them as a bundle, make small ones, make large ones. I think this is also a super cute gift where gauge doesn't really matter, I assume, and yeah, difficulty also really low, so yeah, very low barrier pattern, which we love to see. Okay, so we are already at the end. I hope these 27 patterns inspired you a little bit, maybe gave you a few more ideas of what you could knit this Christmas. I think we're now at a time where, yeah, hopefully we still have a little bit of time to not just go wild and organizing and shopping, and it gets pretty busy around Christmas with holiday parties, etc. So I think now is really the time where we can focus on crafting and creating, and I think that's so lovely. I am already in the process of making my gifts. I'm making hats and gloves this year. I've actually already made and sent a few other gifts, also gloves and socks. And yeah, so I'm kind of already trying to get a head start, because I know that it can get pretty stressful once it's like the middle of December and you still want to start 3 different gifts to knit for people. But yeah, I think also now with the days getting shorter and darker, I mean, it's like, what, 4:30 now, and it's like getting dark as we speak already. Yeah, it's just a nice time to kind of wind down and get a bit of rest before the crazy holiday season starts. And what better way to do that than to knit some gifts for your loved ones? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd love for you to stick around, maybe subscribe and give a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. What are you knitting this year for your Christmas gifts? Are you even knitting Christmas gifts? I know some people are like, no, I'm not gonna even start that. That's way too much work. But yeah, I myself, I like it, so I thought I would share some of my finds here. Like I said, everything is linked down below. You can find all the links, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.